SeverForge Solutions. Hello, today I will tell you about a technology that can truly change the approach to convective wood drying. And these aren't just words. More than 90% of all wood in the world is dried in convective chambers. You know what's really amazing? The fact that we can save up to 50% of electricity during drying in convective chambers without losing quality. Moreover, the quality even improves. And SeverSync Technology allows us to modernize existing equipment. You know what's most interesting about traditional convective drying? How we try to control every parameter. Imagine trying to dry a sponge while constantly adjusting the temperature and humidity around it. This is roughly how classical wood drying works. We create a specific regime in the chamber, set the temperature and air humidity. And here's where the most difficult part begins. These parameters need to be maintained for hours, days, and sometimes weeks. When the wood reaches a certain moisture content, we change the regime. We increase the temperature, reduce humidity. And again, we wait, maintaining new parameters. And this happens several times throughout the entire drying process. And now, the most interesting moment, the wood surface begins to dry faster than the inner layers. And what do? That's right, we turn on the humidification system. We spray water or supply steam to prevent cracking. In essence, we first dry and then re-moisturize the wood. In standard technology, thermal moisture treatment is a complex and energy-intensive process. Now imagine, SeverSync Technology takes moisture from the wood itself, without additional energy consumption for humidification. And imagine, all this time powerful fans are working. They drive air through the stack in one direction, then the other. This is called reverse, when we change the direction of airflow. And you know why? So that the wood dries more evenly. But even this doesn't always help. So what do we have in traditional convective drying? Huge electricity consumption, complex equipment that requires constant maintenance, and still the risk of getting cracks or uneven drying. Now, I'll tell you about SeverSync Technology, which completely changes our approach to convective drying. And you know what's most amazing about it? That it's much simpler than traditional methods. Remember how I talked about constant parameter control, complex humidification systems? In SeverSync Technology, we abandon this completely. Sounds crazy, right? But it works, and I'll explain why. Imagine that instead of fighting against the nature of wood, we begin to cooperate with it. Do you know how much moisture is contained in 1 cubic meter of fresh pine? More than 200 kilograms. And all this moisture can work for us. In SeverSync Technology, we don't try to create some ideal conditions in the chamber. Instead, we allow the wood to choose its own comfortable drying regime. It's like if you didn't force a person to run at a certain speed, but allowed them to choose their own comfortable pace. Our automation doesn't require selecting wood species, board thickness, or other parameters. You simply set the desired final moisture content and turn on automatic mode. And an amazing thing happens. The air in the chamber comes into natural equilibrium with the current wood moisture content. No need to constantly adjust something, add moisture, or conversely, intensively dry. The process goes on by itself, and more evenly and naturally. By simplifying the process, we get a better result. It's like in martial arts. The less tension, the more effective the movement. SeverForge Solutions. Let's examine how SeverSync Technology works in practice. And I'll start with what might seem incredible. We don't need complex humidification systems and constant fan operation. What's the essence of the technology? We implement an oscillating temperature regime, smooth heating of the stack and subsequent cooling by 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. When the temperature decreases, the relative air humidity naturally increases, which prevents wood cracking. What happens in the chamber? Due to the special operating mode, higher temperature and humidity are created in the wood center. It's like a natural pump that helps moisture move from the center to the surface evenly, without sharp fluctuations. And here's where the most interesting part begins. The wood starts to dry not from the outside in, as in traditional drying, but more evenly across the entire cross-section. This significantly reduces internal stresses. Due to the special operating mode, fans turn on only when really necessary. They work 40 to 70% less time than in conventional chambers. But most importantly, in our technology, there's practically no discharge of heated air outside. This means no need to spend additional energy on heating cold air from outside, as happens in classical convective chambers. Meanwhile, the drying quality doesn't suffer. On the contrary, it becomes consistently high. Now, let's talk about what SeverSync technology really delivers in practice. And I'll start with the most pleasant part, savings. Remember those constantly working fans and regular convective dryers? In our technology, we save more than half the electricity on their operation. Just think about it. Electricity bills are reduced by half. Especially important is that SeverSync technology can be implemented in practically any existing convective chamber. Additionally, you get remote control capability. You can connect to the system from a computer or smartphone from anywhere in the world. Our unique system allows for the modernization of convective drying chambers through remote access. All that's required is a computer with installed software. Our specialists can conduct complete diagnostics and equipment set up remotely, which significantly reduces modernization time and costs. Over the years, we have accumulated extensive experience, from modernizing single chambers to comprehensive re-equipment of large productions with dozens of drying chambers. Each project is unique, but they are all united by one thing: high efficiency and quality of results. Now, about quality. In traditional convective drying, we constantly fight against cracks and internal stresses. In our technology, this problem simply doesn't exist. The wood dries evenly, without sharp fluctuations in moisture content between the surface and center. And what's really impressive, the technology works equally effectively with any material, from thin boards to thick beams and even whole logs. This is confirmed by many years of practice at numerous enterprises. The system allows not only modernizing existing chambers, but also maintaining constant monitoring of their operation. You can track all drying parameters in real time, receive notifications about any deviations, and remotely adjust settings. This is especially important for enterprises where every minute of equipment downtime is critical for production. You know what really amazes me about SeverSync technology? That it makes the complex simple. We're so used to thinking that quality convective wood drying must be a complex process with multiple parameters, expensive equipment, and constant control. But it turns out everything can be different. Thanks to our technology, the modernization process becomes as simple and efficient as possible. We can conduct initial chamber diagnostics, develop a modernization plan, and begin its implementation in the shortest possible time. Moreover, most of the work is performed remotely, which significantly reduces technology implementation costs. SeverSync technology proves that sometimes less means better. Less energy consumption, less complex equipment, less constant control. Meanwhile, the quality is higher, and the result is more stable. We pay special attention to customer personnel training. After system installation, we provide detailed instruction on working with new equipment, ensure technical support, and consultation at all stages of operation. This allows our clients to master the new technology as quickly as possible and start getting real returns from it. But I want to be honest with you, SeverSync technology isn't a magic pill. It's just a different, more sensible approach to convective wood drying, an approach that works with the nature of the material, not against it. If you have the task of saving money, electricity, and energy for convective drying chambers, contact us using the information provided in the video description. Our specialists are ready to help you modernize your production, reduce costs, and improve the quality of wood drying, regardless of the scale of your production, whether it's one chamber or an entire complex. We will find the optimal solution for your task. If you're interested in learning more, write in the comments about which specific aspects interest you. What drying problems do you encounter? What wood species do you work with? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episodes where we'll dive even deeper into modern wood drying technologies.